Particularly distressing one for those of us who live in the national capital. Air quality continues to dip across the entire region. As we speak this morning, multiple different parts of the Delhi NCR region are reporting in the hazardous and the very poor or the very severe categories as we speak. These numbers are coming in particularly from parts of Anand Vihar, RK Puram, Nehru Stadium, etc. We're going to take a look in just a second at these numbers. Delhi's Environment Minister Gopal Rai has said that the capital's pollution levels will be monitored closely for the next few days before deciding on that big question, whether or not to implement further measures. Remember, measures like the odd and even scheme, artificial rain, these are schemes that the Delhi government had proposed to the Supreme Court to further repair the situation. At that point, the Supreme Court had inquired about parts of these steps. They had also criticized some of the steps, saying that they had not been shown to be effective in the past. Now, we're going to bring you more context on this entire story in just a second. But it's important to point out that the Delhi Fire Service trucks through yesterday, sprinkling water in 13 hotspots to weigh the air pollutants down. The hope is that can reduce the air pollution levels across the entire region. Farmers continue to burn stubble in Punjab, though we are towards the end of the stubble burning season. That holds some hope as we speak. Now, my colleague Shireen is on the ground. She's been bringing us ground reports of how different citizens are tackling each of these situations. Now, Shireen says there's been an increase in the number of miscarriages due to pollution, according to those who work at hospitals. Take a look at what she had to say.
Air pollution has been long linked with complications among pregnant women. But is pollution, which has now become an annual occurrence, has this increased these complications and led into an increasing number of infertility and miscarriages among women? We spoke to a number of experts and doctors who have been suggesting that on ground it seems that the cases of miscarriages and infertility have only doubled due to pollution. What can be done in this situation? What are the advices from the experts? We have been speaking to some of them. Here is what they have to say.
There has been a significant increase in the number of miscarriages that we are seeing. Not only miscarriages, the number of babies who are born low birth weight. There is an alarming increase in that.
Last 10 days, if you will ask me, almost I have gotten 4-5 females who were pregnant and completely asymptomatic pregnancy, and they have started having spotting and bleeding without any reason. So in a way, obviously we know air pollution is a risk for miscarriage, so they are having symptoms.
It is a well-known fact that pregnant women and children are the most vulnerable category when it comes to pollution. Listen into some of the measures that can be taken to avoid these situations.
Pregnant women don't step out when it is early morning or late, but when the sun comes out, you need to step out, right? You do need the sun also, right? And what are the things that you can do different is obviously you try to eat healthy. That really helps. You try to eat nutrient rich food. That really helps to improve. See, we need to basically boost up our immunity. Do breathing exercises sitting at home. Do the stretches and other things that can be done. And I say, when you are not doing anything, try to look at ways where you can create a better environment for the next generation. We are all going to exist and go away, but what are we going to leave for our children is what we should be questioning ourselves. And I tell them, please work on that, and everybody come up with a single idea and come with it through the day, through the year, not just on one day.
Okay, let's speak to my colleague Yash right now. He's with us live this morning from Kartavya Path. Yash, it's actually impossible to see anything in the picture behind you, in the frame behind you. So thick is the smog around you right now. Can you give us a check-in? What is the situation like right now? You're right in the center of Delhi. Tell us, please.
Well, Toya, the situation is really bad here in the national capital. Like you rightly pointed out, that the visibility has taken a hit, and this is all because of the pollutant levels in the air here in the national capital. Well, talking about the numbers, most of the pockets in the national capital continues to report numbers in the severe category. Well, one very glimpse of it is this place of Kartavya Path. You can see how visibility has taken a hit at this very space, and this is all because of those rising pollutant levels here in the national capital. Well, we have been to many spaces this morning only, be it Anand Vihar. Anand Vihar is still one of those hotspots which is actually spilling out most of the pollutants in the national capital, and that is all because of the heavy vehicular movement. Yes, we saw a number of remedial actions being taken on the ground, including sprinkling of water continuously, but those are all temporary measures. Well, as of now, be it Anand Vihar, be it Kartavya Path, be it any place in the national capital region, all these areas are reporting numbers in the severe category, which means the numbers are somewhere stacked around 400 to 450. In fact, Anand Vihar is one of those areas which is reporting number around 450, but these numbers keeps on changing with each passing time. In fact, the weather is also changing here in the national capital. Now the temperature, if we talk about, is somewhere around 17 to 18 degrees, which will actually add to the woes of the national capital's people, because as of now, with the dipping temperature, what also happens is there is a decrease in the speed of the air, which also is one of the reasons as to why the pollutants don't leave the atmosphere at any given point here in the national capital. Well, the Met Department and the weather experts have also suggested that with the dipping of temperature further, this problem will further continue. And in fact, like Gopal Rai has also lamented upon, that there were certain measures which the government was looking at, like odd and even, and also like cloud seeding, which will actually lead to artificial rains. These steps are also being lamented upon, because as of now, no permanent solution has been provided to the people of the national capital. And in fact, in previous years also, we have seen how most of these schemes, be it odd even scheme, be it batti on, gadi off scheme, these schemes were only helpful for a given point in time or for a particular area, but the larger issue of stubble burning and in fact the vehicular movement is not being addressed. In fact, like you began by talking about the stubble burning cases, in fact districts like Bhatinda and Moga continues to be on the top charts. Yes, the season of stubble burning is subsiding, but still the cases are being reported from those areas, and because of the western disturbances, those pollutants are traveling to the national capital.
Okay, Yash, thank you for those details. Now, Yash was talking about the issue of farm fires, of stubble burning essentially that's taking place, in crop burning that's taking place around the states around Delhi. Now, we've talked again and again about Punjab, and you'll remember that the Aam Aadmi Party has said it's not just Punjab, it's also states like Haryana that are obviously ruled, UP, Haryana, that are ruled by BJP governments. So there has been some political back and forth. However, when you take a look at season totals, 24,000 is where Punjab falls. Madhya Pradesh, which is the second highest state, it is up there. Madhya Pradesh is reporting somewhere around 8,000 fires. So in comparison, that number is much, much less. All the other states, so UP, Rajasthan, etc., all fall below that number. So then, let's focus on Punjab, since we've given you why we're focusing on Punjab. Take a look at these numbers. As you can see, this is around Diwali time. So there was a very clear dip. Most of these fires are taking place in fixed parts of Punjab. So, for example, Sangrur has been a real focus. And what's ended up happening is it's the air quality of these regions that suffers first. Only then does this issue actually make its way to Delhi. As you can see in the last few days, so this chart stops about 2 days ago, 1,624, 1,776. It's important for me to preface here and tell you that the Punjab government is accurate when it says the number of farm fires has fallen. It has fallen drastically over the last few years. However, these farm fires still causing a huge issue. Let's go over to reporters who are with us right now to get more context as you take a look at those numbers. Aman Bhardwaj is with us to bring us more context. Aman जी हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए धन्यवाद. अमन जी, आप हमारे दर्शक को ये बता सकते हैं, अभी कुछ ही दिन पहले हमने सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से काफी सख्त शब्द सुने सर. ये सुना सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से कि पंजाब गवर्नमेंट को बंद करना पड़ेगा ये स्टबल बर्निंग. सर, उन शब्दों के बाद पंजाब गवर्नमेंट के स्वभाव में कोई बदलाव आया है सर?
देखिए, बदलाव उस तरीके का नहीं आया जो प्रैक्टिकल तौर पर अगर कहें, जो किसानों के लिए और स्टेट के लिए और आम लोगों के लिए तीनों को फायदेमंद हो, क्योंकि तीनों का इस पर कहीं ना कहीं जो प्रभाव है जिस तरीके का, वो तीनों पर है। आम लोगों को उनकी सेहत से जुड़ी हुई, चाहे वो एयर क्वालिटी के जरिए, चाहे सबल बनी के जरिए, उससे नुकसान है। स्टेट को रेवेन्यू के जरिए एक अच्छी जो फार्म पॉलिसी या एग्रीकल्चर पॉलिसी होनी चाहिए, या एक बेटर हैंडलिंग सिचुएशन होनी चाहिए, उससे नुकसान